Hua Thai-Tang was a 5-year-old in Vietnam when he saw a Ford Mustang for the first time. It was the Lawman, a 780 horsepower Boss 429 that was on tour thanks to racing legend Al Eckstrand. Thai-Tang swore he'd become involved with Mustangs as he grew up. Today, Thai-Tang is director of the team that produced the new Mustang GT500.
You know, I've been really fortunate to have an opportunity to work on some great products, and Mustang is just, you know, it's a lifelong dream to come work for Ford and work on an icon like Mustang.
Thai-Tang was brought to Carlisle to be reunited for the first time with the Lawman he first saw in 1970, and the man who brought it there, racing legend Al Eckstrand, and the man who now owns the car, former WCW wrestling champion Bill Goldberg.
This car is one of the cars of a group that we took in the 70s overseas. Started from concerns that all of us had about driver attitudes of returning servicemen. We were apparently, I had heard from the Department of Transportation, losing as many people a year driving cars as returned servicemen as we were losing in the battle. We'd park the car in a strategic place, and when guys would come out of country, you'd see them walk out with a bandolier of grenades on their neck and an automatic weapon on their side, and they'd see that car. It blew their minds. They could ran into it. They'd have muddy feet and dirt, and it didn't matter. They'd open the door. They were really taken over emotionally because they thought they were forgotten. They weren't.
When I go out and I talk to Mustang owners, they all share a story, and the story usually evolves around the first time I saw a Mustang. And for me, it was, you know, the cars that Al brought over as a young boy. And the Mustang was revolutionary in '65 in America. Transplant that to a third world country where we're driving around in Citroens and, you know, little French cars, and it was really something that was revolutionary. And it embodied all of these positive images I had as a kid growing up in Vietnam of America. You see big people, you know, you picture wide open spaces, and that's what Mustang's all about. It's big, it's bold, it's powerful, it's muscle, but it's all about freedom and inclusiveness. The love for Mustang is universal.
From Detroit to Vietnam to a wrestler's collection to Carlisle is one long, unique journey.
The story with the Lawman starts probably 4 years ago. I was watching a documentary on, I think it was the Learning Channel, History Channel, something like that, and brought this wonderful story, you know, to me for the first time. And everybody knows that I'm kind of a car freak as it is, and I like to collect cars that mean something to me. I don't collect cars because of the value of the car. Fast forward 3 months, I'm wrestling in Tokyo, Japan. Barrett Jackson's going on. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. One of my brokers calls me and says, "Man, you know, you got to check out this car that's on stage right now." I said, "You know, the honest to God truth is I'm in Japan and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It better be good." He says, "Listen to this car," and he puts his cell phone up near the motor, near the exhaust, and evidently the car blew all the plants off of the stage at the Barrett Jackson and made a big uproar. And he says, "Well, it's this car called the Lawman," and a light went off in my head. I said, "Buy it." I said, "I don't care what you have to do, you buy that car." I take the cover off of it every once in a while and look at it, and the hair stands up on my arms just knowing that over 240,000 servicemen saw this car. The enjoyment and the happiness and the smiles that Al Eckstrand and his Ford Performance driving team brought to these kids in the middle of the war zone is kind of unparalleled to any other story I've ever heard. I got to take my hat off to Al. This is the first time Al and I have ever met, and I've rubbed shoulders with the greatest. I have. And, you know, this is the biggest honor I've ever been bestowed right here. Honest to God. I mean...
To thank Al Eckstrand for his efforts and patriotism, Thai-Tang and Ford chose Carlisle as the location to present Eckstrand with his own new Mustang GT500.
To honor Al, we wanted to give him keys to a 2006 Lawman. It's this Mustang over here to the left.